The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are in the right spot for high fee mastery. I am so excited, so pumped. I don't think we've done this particular masterclass for just about 2 years. It was just about this time in 2017 that is the last time that we did this. Always exciting to be sharing these strategies with you. If you want to tell your friends, send them over to highfeed.com. That's what's on the screen right now. While you're doing that, I want to check in with you guys, make sure you can see and hear everything okay. You should be seeing the screen with my smiling face and big red box that says Masterclass Series. Hopefully the audio is coming across loud and clear for you as well. Just type in the question box if everything is A-okay on your end with the audio and the visual. And we'll just take a quick look in here. Mark Stiven, great to see you, my friend. David Price is in here. Fran Kick, I believe that's Fran Kick CSP. Welcome to you. Tammy's here. Ed, Lynn, Mike, John, Jess, Jeff, Steve. Awesome. Everything looks and sounds good. Carla says, greetings from Germany. So excellent. Really glad that the international connections are working well. Eric says, what's up? The webinar's up, buddy. The webinar's up. And Jerry says, coming in loud and clear. The awesome and amazing Tim Barnaby, straight from the Great White North, Canada, checking in. Awesome. Well, let's get right to it. If while we're starting you still want to tweet or Facebook or LinkedIn, highfeed.com, that will still get people into the webinar, and hopefully they will thank you. I will thank you for spreading the word, but let's get right to it. Quick poll, still in the question box. Tell me, what are you primarily doing right now? You might be several of these, but what's bringing in the primary revenue in your business right now? Is it as a consultant? Is it as a coach? Is it as a trainer or seminar leader? Or is it as a speaker? And just pop that answer into the question box so we know who's in the room. Primary revenue stream. Because these high fee programs, the high fee mentorship programs and the high fee mastermind programs that I'm going to share with you, they plug into each of these business models, but just a little bit differently. So I'm curious who's in the house, so to speak. So we've got Mike as consultant, Mark as coach, Lynn does a lot of professional coaching, Jeff, Carla says all but primarily a podcaster. That's interesting for a revenue stream. Jerry says coach and speaker, Fran is speaker, David is coach and speaker, John, Peter says college professor, that's cool. Lorraine says coach. Tom Harris says coach. Trainer speaker says Ed. Kip Backscheider, great to see you again. Trainer and seminar leader. Okay, good. We'll go through this material with that lens. And we're going to dig into some cool things that you can do and some cool business model innovation that you can run around these things. My next question is, based on that business model, consultant, coach, speaker, etc., are you 100% happy with your results? Meaning the quality and quantity of clients, revenue, the lifestyle and or freedom that it gives you or not, and then the workload that it takes. So simple yes or no answer. Y for yes, N for no. Y is if you're happy with all of them, or yes if you're happy with all of them, and no if you could use a little bit of scaling and leverage and maybe a little bit more money and a little bit more free time and freedom. So yes if it's dialed in exactly the way you want, and no or N if you'd love to add some, not really happy with the caliber and quantity of the clients, the revenue, lifestyle and freedom goals aren't quite where you want, and the workload is like me, it was before doing what I'm going to share with you today, the workload was insane. The workload was insane. So let's see where people are. Just kind of take your temperature on that. And I'm not going to call out names here, but the overwhelming answer is no, nope, a whole bunch of N's, and then we have someone who's 75% satisfied. No, just getting started. No, scale and leverage are missing. No, for all the reasons that we talked about. And 1 is yes, blessed, and grateful. Awesome. Fantastic. Well, even for our yes person, there's going to be some ahas and insights for you here today. So here's the game plan. We're going to talk about how to get more clients, how to get more gigs, why prospects are not hiring you right now, and how to escape out of that doom loop with some of these high fee programs, how to avoid the sales landmines when you're selling this or really anything else. We're going to talk about fees, cash, and money, and how to charge what you're worth, especially in a scalable one-to-many way. So our mantra here, really, for this entire masterclass is one-to-many marketing, one-to-many selling, and one-to-many program delivery. How awesome would that feel? One-to-many marketing, one-to-many selling, one-to-many program delivery. It's going to be crazy. All of which is intended to increase your reach and revenue, and we'll also share some next steps to help you make it happen. As always, big, huge, massive Q&A at the end, so please stick around. I want to make sure everyone's questions are answered about high-fee mentorship programs and high-fee mastermind programs, how they fit into your particular business, how they fit into what you're doing pretty much exactly right now, and how you can add these 6-figure or multi-6-figure profit centers to the exact business that you're running today and have it be more profitable, more fun, more freedom-based, more scalable. So do not miss the Q&A here at the end. Plus, I tend to say some smart things in that Q&A at the end. All right, the keys to a high-fee business model. First and foremost, and we're talking about some of these systems today, you have to have a systems approach, not a tactical approach. The high-fee programs that you create have to be designed with one and only one thing in mind, which is client outcomes. Everything that you need to do, and we'll dig into the program design a little bit later on here today, but I'll tip my hand right now. Everything that you put into these high-fee programs needs to be designed to shorten the path and accelerate the speed to which your clients get results. Scale and leverage are going to be built in to these programs that I share with you. The really cool thing is, unlike when we talk about things like passive revenue, I'm not a big believer in passive revenue. I think every piece of revenue is actively marketed and perhaps passively delivered. But what these high-fee mentorship and high-fee mastermind programs will do for you, they will finally separate your revenue-generating capability from your personal time, attention, and presence. Separate your revenue-generating power from your personal time, attention, and presence. And because of that, literally double, triple, 5x, or 10x your revenue. If they did what they did for me, 10x your revenue is not an exaggeration. And I'll show you some numbers here later on. It's not an exaggeration. It's not a hype. It's not smoke and mirrors. It's not nonsense. It's going from undercharging to right charging and then scaling the right fit, right fee programs. So very, very dramatic difference that it can make. And the best news of all is you can get going on this right now. You can absolutely start making these innovations and these business model pivots right now. You're in the right place if you're currently underbooked or underpaid, and that's a relative term, of course. As a speaker, consultant, coach, trainer, you want to ramp up your revenue quickly. You're committed to building a more substantial, secure, and way more profitable business. You have a high-value skill. Maybe you just can't dial in the consistent cash flow. You want to expand your reach and revenue, but without killing yourself. Very important. I'm showing you my calendar of when I was doing a whole lot of one-on-one coaching and talk about the definition of killing yourself. You're tired of just getting by financially or treading water at the same level, and you're ready to make a change. You're ready to make a change that could be a small pivot that makes a huge, huge difference. No matter where you are, we are going to definitely have something on here to help you. Now, my business model evolution, I'll just give you this all in one quick and painless slide. Some of you guys know this story because I generally share it, but not in this exact way. First 3 years of my business, total disaster. Doing speaking and training, and that was it. 2005, I added one-on-one coaching. And now here's where you have to be careful what you wish for. So I was finally dialed some things in with my speaking and training business, and I was doing a ton of one-on-one coaching, like ton, capital T, capital O, capital N. One-on-one coaching is great, except it doesn't really scale, and I'll show you the math on that here in a moment. 2009, I started doing group coaching. That was a big inflection point in my revenue. 2012, I started doing webinars for leads and for sales. By 2014, I was able to completely turn off my one-on-one coaching, and that's the pivot point that I'm telling you about here, where I added my high-fee mentoring programs to the mix. Our main focus today is going to be how you can create these high-fee mentoring programs in your business for your clients. 2015, I added a back-end program, and I've got 3 of these back-end programs now, and some, I'll give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the mistakes I made along the way. There's a 2015 edition, there was a 2016 edition, there was a 2017 edition, none of which were perfect, but now I think we have the perfect one. We added a high-fee elite access mastermind component for the first time in 2015. And I'm going to show you the impact on our bottom line revenue and what that actually meant as a multiplier and amplifier of the work that we were already doing, and probably a multiplier and an amplifier for the work that you are already doing, and frankly, you're already brilliant at. And you have all the content, you have all the clients. The beauty of this model is it doesn't need a whole new campaign. You can go back to clients that have already worked with you and invite them into these kinds of programs. So we'll talk about that. Now, here's my one-on-one. This is an actual page torn from my calendar in 2013. If you count, and don't worry about counting, I'll count for you, 27 one-on-one meetings over a 5-day period, Monday through Friday. This is February 2013. Yes, that's more than 5 meetings a day. I was a slave to this business. Not only was I a slave to this business, but at the fee level that I was charging back in 2013, I was topped out at about $225,000, $250,000 of annual revenue. Now, I know to some of you, that sounds awesome. Oh my God, I want to be booked solid. I want to have a calendar that's filled with clients. I want that 225K sounds really, really good. This is what I said, be careful what you wish for. I wished for this. I worked really hard for this. It was really hard work. It was really great clients. It was generally a pretty good time until I hit the ceiling. And when I hit the ceiling, I realized a couple of things. Number one, I had to do the math. At this point in time, I was charging $4,500 for 90 days of one-on-one. I had 10 to 12 active clients at any time. You can do the math on that over the course of 4 90-day quarters. I'm working between 40 and 50 clients a year. There's the math at that fee level. 180 to 225, and I was done. 60 plus hour work weeks. Every day was jammed. By Tuesday, I felt like it was Friday. I had no freedom, no scalability, and no time off, meaning that when I stopped working, the money stopped coming in. End of sentence. I had built myself a job. I had not built myself a business. What that means is that when you stop, the money stops. When you stop, the money stops. If that's your situation right now, my friends, I've got bad news. You also don't have a business. You have a job. Now, you may have created this job for yourself, but that's the definition of a business, is the business continues to make money whether you happen to be there or not. So let me ask you, based on what I've shared so far, in some way, shape, or form, doesn't matter, consultant mode, coach mode, trainer mode, speaker mode, even if you're getting highly paid, but you're selling your time for a premium fee, are you selling your time, yes or no? Please put that in the question box. And based on my very simple math, what do you calculate your revenue cap number is? So 2 answers here in the question box. I'd love to hear from you guys. Are you selling your time, yes or no? Y or N, letter Y, letter N. And then based on some quick back of the envelope math, what do you think that your revenue cap is if you were totally booked solid to your maximum capacity? What is your revenue cap on what you're doing today if you're exchanging dollars for hours? And let's see what people are putting in here. All right. So yes. And yep, my cap is about 250K. Why? Sometimes, yes, 150,000, yes, 120,000, yes, 100,000. 2 more yeses. Yes, 600,000. Love that answer. Yes and no. Revenue cap for consulting is 200K, but with a success fee, it might be as high as 500K. Fair enough. 500K, 130K, 175, 270, 425. Okay. A cap is not bad until you reach it, right? This was great for me until I hit it and I realized, okay, I've got nowhere to go. So whatever your number is, 600K, 425K, you can start the scaling mechanism before you hit the ceiling. And most smart people do. Most smart people absolutely dig your well before you're thirsty. Because number one, you don't want to be tired, exhausted, maxed out, stressed out, burned out before you build these assets. You want to build these assets now when you still have the capacity and the bandwidth and frankly the strength and the energy and the excitement. When you're capped out, man, trust me, when I was back in 2013, the last thing I wanted to do was add anything to my business, but I knew I had to. It was that or basically, blow up the whole business and start from scratch. All right. So good numbers there, guys. Thank you for sharing those. The number one key to results is to get rid of the old mindset. Get rid of the old mindset that you have to make money the way you've always made money. And that there's something magical about doing things in person. There's something magical about doing things one-on-one. There might be, but it's not the only magic that's available to you. So you can do things virtually. You can do things at a distance. You can do things online. You can do things with video. You can do things with your phone. You can certainly do things in person. But there's no one right path up the mountain to deliver the value that you want to deliver. So trust me, guys, I get it. I started down this journey totally upside down, backwards, screwed up in every imaginable way. Made every mistake in the book. I made the good ones twice. So nothing I'm sharing with you today is theory or guessing or, gosh, maybe I hope this will work. This is stuff that I have tried, trial by fire. This is stuff that I've coached hundreds and hundreds of other people through. And this is exactly the same blueprint and roadmap that I've used to hit multiple 6 figures every single year since 2009. I'm going to show you the ups and the downs and the kind of the caps and the limits and then what we had to do to break through those. But this is proven street level experience. My pattern is to screw up a lot of things, master a few things, monetize those few things, and then come back here and teach them to you. So if it doesn't work, it's not in here. If I haven't tried it, it's not in here. If my clients haven't made money with it, it's not in here. So that's what I mean by no theory, no maybes, and no guesses. Let's take a little quick detour into the nightmare client from hell. And if you've been around the block for any length of time, and I see a very seasoned group here today, you've had some of these nightmare clients from hell. Let me describe their behavior. Let's start with the nightmare prospects, even before they become a client. This is what you'll typically hear. Oh, I have to think about it. Oh, wow, that's really expensive. I can't afford it. We can't afford that. No way. Sounds great. You know what? Just not for us. Yeah, no, interesting program. Maybe we'll do this next year. Oh yeah, you know what? We're going a different direction. We're not gonna do this program. We're not gonna hire you. We're not gonna bring you in. We're not gonna do this coaching engagement. We're not gonna do this consulting project. We're gonna hire an internal speaker instead of bringing you in. Nightmare prospect. Help me out here. If I'm just alone, maybe I'm the only guy that has ever experienced that. If you've heard any of those excuses, if you've had this experience, type the word yes in the question box. This is where I either get really lonely or depressed, or I know, okay, maybe it's not just me. Maybe it's not just me. But if you've heard any of those nightmare prospects from hell, they dodge, they evade, they stall, there's no urgency, there's no respect, there's no collaboration, none of those things. Okay, so thank you. I'm not alone. So yes, 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 yes. So aside from me, it looks like Jerry, Mike, Fran, Jess, Mark, Robert, Patricia, Charles, Linda, Louise, Andrew, Kip, John, Steve, Carla, Maria, the other John, and Kat. But besides that, maybe it's just me. And Eddie. Just chiming in there at the end. All right, so good. You don't want that. Now, when they become clients, oh my goodness, it gets even worse. When they become clients, when these nightmare prospects from hell become nightmare clients from hell, they don't see the value. They push back on your fees. They don't do the work. They don't show up for calls. They don't implement your recommendations. And obviously, they don't get results. If you've had this paying nightmare client from hell, they nitpick, they're perfectionists, they're micromanagers, nothing you ever do or say is good enough, they argue, they push back, they fight your advice every step of the way. Type the word oi. My people use the word oi when they have a huge headache or a huge set of indigestion problems. Type oi if you've had this experience of the nightmare prospect who becomes the nightmare client. Type in the word oi and let's see if we have some sympathetic ears in here. Okay, we got oi with a lot of exclamation points. And oi, 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 oi with a lot of Y's. David, Odell, Louise, Robert, Patricia, Mike, Mark, Steve, Maria, John, Jess, the other Mark, Tim, John, Fran, and Andrew. Okay, excellent. Once again, thank goodness that we're sticking together here and it's not just me. It's not just me, it's not just you. It's awesome. We're in this together. Here is why this happens. If you ever want to unpack why this happens, here's why it happens. A low fee, and low is a relative term, but we're going to talk about premium, high fee programs here. Low fee transmits low value, which engenders low respect on the part of the client, low expectation, low effort on their part, and thus low results. Let's flip it, and this is also exhausting and depressing, of course. It's exhausting and depressing for us, and I'm sure it's not fun for the client either. Let's flip the script on this. Once you start offering high fee programs, high fee engenders high value right out of the gate from square one. High level of respect for you as a professional, and it doesn't matter which of the four models you told me, high fee consultant, high fee coach, high fee speaker, high fee trainer, they're all good. High level of respect for you when the price tag is high. High level of expectation that you're going to come in and do a rock star program. They're going to put in high effort to match their high investment. They will obviously then get much higher results. And for you, man, oh man, you have landed. This is now energizing, profitable, exciting, and fun. So if you've lost the fun in some aspect of your business and you'd like to get it back, I cannot tell you how valuable and important adding high fee mentoring programs and high fee mastermind programs are going to be to your ultimate success here. Copy Green came through our program and talk about high fee, high value. She said some nice things about the program. Tremendous value, direct, no BS, to the point, techniques and processes bulletproof, action-oriented, help us get results. My favorite part of this is in yellow. I jumped into your program after the first week using the tools I developed with your guidance. I locked in a $60,000 plus contract. Not small potatoes, not small fee, but following that value chain of high fee, high expectation, high respect, high effort, high result, high outcome. When you do high fee, everything else becomes higher as well. The respect, the working relationship, the results, the effort, the outcome. And these are also the best clients to work with. They are the kindest. They are the sweetest. They are the smartest. They're the ones that you say jump and they say how high. These are the ones that are so grateful and so pleasant. And they literally don't want to bother you. They've paid this enormous amount of money to be with you. And they're like, well, I didn't want to call. I didn't want to email. I know your time is precious. I know your time is valuable. This is how they react. So do you want that kind of client or the demanding, bossy, mean, nitpicky, micromanager perfectionist? I think the answer is clear. When I started doing this, I'm going to show you straight out of my CRM and my shopping cart what happened as far as the number of clients and the revenue. So this really kicked in September of 2015. So you can see that we got $57,000 of revenue in the door. Then we kept on going and experimenting, and I'll show you some experiments and some other things later on. October, that jumped to $67,000, all from these high-fee mentoring programs. In November, we added the mastermind component. November 2015 was my first six-figure month. Stop, period, end of sentence. I couldn't believe this, let alone you guys believe it, don't believe it, whatever, I don't care. When this happened to me, I couldn't believe it. I was sitting here pinching myself going, wait a second, that can't be right. Does that really, wait a second, hold on, hang on, what? So this is a combination of people coming into a front end mentorship program. Some of those graduates now have graduated since September, and they upgrade to an annual Elite Access Mastermind program. $147,000. You guys that know a little bit about me personally, you know I'm a huge fan of Rolex, and I'm wearing a Rolex watch right now. I bought this Rolex watch that's on my wrist in November of 2015 specifically to celebrate my first six-figure month as an entrepreneur ever in business. And it is a constant reminder and companion that whatever you set your mind to, you can do. And whatever elevation and escalation strategies you have, they are completely doable. And I just wear that reminder around my wrist, and it makes me very, very happy. It also reminds me that we can do this with our clients if the clients are willing to adopt the same framework, methodology, technique, and tools that I'm sharing with you today. For the first time ever, we had $100,000 sitting in the business bank account. Prior to this, I was lucky, folks, I was lucky to have 10 grand sitting in there, or 15 grand. Between paying myself, paying the team, paying the bills, keeping the lights on, it was always hovering around $10,000, $15,000. The cash was coming in so fast, and this is even back in August, right, that the bank balance hit six figures for the first time. Here's what I did, and maybe this is what people do when they like get a new car or something or whatever. I would look at this like every 30 to 40 minutes. I would just fire up the old TD Bank online browser. I would look at it, pinch myself, go back to work, come in like another half hour later, look at it again, make sure it's still there, make sure it's still real. This was an out-of-body experience. I'm getting kind of chills even explaining it to you because this was so surreal and so new and so exciting. And this was, 3.5 years ago, 4 years ago this summer. This never gets old, by the way. Just so you know, this never gets old. It's like, oh yeah, it's old hat. This is peanuts. It's no big deal. Trust me, folks. Talk about if France said, fortunate, lucky, blessed. Our whole team here at Do It Marketing is fortunate, lucky, and blessed that we finally dialed this in. We've got 9 people that work with us now. We are making some beautiful money and we're changing lives. And I personally am supporting the livelihoods of 9 people directly on our team, and then, dozens and dozens of more every month in our programs. So this makes me super happy. And I just want to kind of pause here. If you want to have a bigger impact in the world, if you want to help more people and do more good work, high fee programs are the shortest and fastest path to that impact that you want to have. It is not about the money necessarily that you make, although you'll make a lot more money. Sorry. It is about the impact and the results that you create in your clients' lives, in your clients' businesses, in your clients' careers, with whatever it is that you teach. Presentation skills, sales, leadership, innovation, customer service, talent development, anything can lend itself to a high-fee mentoring program and an annual elite access program. So this is just a download for my bookkeeper, and you can see these sales coming in. $12,000 sales, whole bunch at $9,500. Some of our smaller programs were $6,000, $6,500, depending if they use the webinar coupon or not, et cetera, et cetera. And this just kept on coming. This just kept on coming. And again, even as I look at this is a 4-year-old spreadsheet here. Still amazing, incredible, grateful, blows my head off. But when you first start to taste this and you first start to see this coming into your bank account and your merchant account, man, oh man, we're going to have a big high five, big virtual hug. It's going to be crazy town. So here's the question for you. Describe for me in some emotion words, surprise, shock, elation, gratitude, all these words that I've been using about how I felt when this first started. What would your life and business look like if you were making $10,000 plus for every single client? Or more, but at least $10,000 per client in a scalable way so that 1 client, 5 clients, 10 clients took no more of your time. What are some emotion words, some feeling words that how would your life and business really look different, feel different, and be different if you could dial in what I'm describing to you? I'm probably doing a poor job. Describing the impact of this and the emotional connection that you have with your clients when you're doing this very deep, very meaningful work at high fees. I love some of these. Wowzer pants. I have not heard that term before. Wowzer pants. Grateful. Easy and joy. I'd sleep a whole lot better. Transformational. Safe. Life-giving. Beyond incredible. Financial freedom. So many feelings. Awe, relief, and freedom. Surreal. Totally. Wife could quit work. I'd be a wildfire instead of a cute little wiener roast. I love that. I'm seeing the visual on little campfire wiener roast. Low stress, peace of mind, gusto for work. Okay, maybe I didn't do such a bad job. But I'll tell you guys, this was transformational. Transformational. Sean says phenomenal. Jerry says freedom, energized. Yes, yes, and yes. You almost have to feel it. You have to feel it before you embark on it. Like most high-performance athletes, they win the race in their mind hundreds of times, thousands of times before they win the race in real life. If you can get connected to the reality of this, and you can get connected to the doability of this, which is what we'll spend the rest of our time doing here today, it's going to be a game changer for you. So let's talk about how to make the real money. Let's talk about how to make the real money and have the real impact that you want to have. This is my little silly face that says, okay, you want the real scoop? You want the real scoop? You want the inside story? Here's the inside story. I'm taking a drink here before I tell you the inside story. High fee leveraged programs. The magic words are one-to-many. One-to-many marketing, I mentioned that at the top. one-to-many selling, and one-to-many program delivery. Here's the power formula. Number one, high-fee group mentoring programs. Some of you guys are alumni of our high-fee group mentoring program known as the Speaker Profit Formula. That is a very intimate, very deep dive relationship. Started out as an 8-week program back in the day. It's now a 12-week program. Not because I wanted to spend more time necessarily. I think the shorter time, the better. But 12 weeks was getting our clients better results. So we made the executive decision to literally increase the program length by 50%. You can call it cut the price by 50%, but we kept the price the same. So there was no price increase. We just said, okay, it's going to be a value increase. And more importantly, it's going to be a result increase. Every decision that you make, by the way, about your high-fee group program, if it's anything other than how do we get better client results, you're screwed. You're screwed. It's not going to work. You have to live the mantra of the trusted advisor. The definition of a trusted advisor is someone who holds their client's best interest above their own. So if we're selling a high-fee program and a whole bunch of people came through it, and it was 8 weeks of duration, and the feedback that we got from those fantastic people is, I could really use a little more time. I could really use an extra week or 2 weeks or maybe even 4 weeks. And you don't listen, and you don't change, and you don't support those people, you are screwed. Everything needs to point in a single direction, and that is how do I get my clients the best possible outcomes in the shortest period of time, but not shorter. Think about that. The best outcomes in the shortest period of time, but not shorter. And we realized we weren't giving them enough runway to really kick up the gears and be successful. That's why we made that change. Second thing, high-fee elite access groups. What's elite access mean? Elite access to you. So what you would have given to a one-on-one coaching client, you now give in much more intentional chunks to a small group of people that might be paying you anywhere from $20,000 to $40,000 to be with you. Per year, every year, annual, renewable, goes on forever. As long as you're delivering value, as long as they're getting bigger and better outcomes, they sign up for year 2, they sign up for year 3, they sign up for they want to stick with you for as long as this rocket fuel is coming into their engines. When it no longer makes sense, of course, that's when they quit. You can also do this as a transitional strategy. Number 3 is premium one-on-one access, but only if you want to. This takes the one-on-one model. For some of you guys, it might be your bread and butter, and now it becomes an optional super premium add-on. So I mentioned to you that back 6 years ago, one-on-one with me was $4,500. Fast forward to today, whatever people want as far as a one-on-one relationship, I've got one program that's $15,000 and another program that is $20,000. And that's for 90 days. That's for 90 days of one-on-one. So that program has literally gone up by 300 or 400%. Now there's 2 different variations of my super high premium one-on-one. You can do $15K, you can do $20K in a slightly different program. Can you triple the prices that you're charging for one-on-one? Sure you can. Can you position it as an awesome, amazing, high-fee, outcome-based relationship? Yes. Should you? Only if you want to. Only if you want to. I currently have 3 one-on-one clients. 2 of them are on this call, and you guys know who you are, and God bless you. I love you. Big hugs. One of them is so busy out there getting paid and getting booked that they're not usually on any of my webinars. So that's okay, but that's a good excuse. And then the 4th ingredient, this is the 3+1 formula. The 4th ingredient is having some scalable core program. Scalable core program typically is an online course. Could be a video series, could be some modules, could be a membership website. I'm not really crazy about those other things. I have made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just with online courses, and you can do the same. I started out doing live-led group programs before the online courses were created, and that's how I recommend you do it as well. But once you have your content dialed in, an online course is a fabulous entree into the rest of your programs, meaning high-fee group mentoring, high-fee elite access groups, and then your super premium, ultra reserve, one-on-one program if you still want to do it. By the way, the folks that are paying $15,000 or $20,000 for one-on-one, these are amazing rock star clients, and no one's better than anyone else. But the experience of working with them is about 3 or 4 times better than the folks that were paying $4,500 back in the day, because they paid about 4 times as much attention. They pay about 4 times as much respect. They implement about 4 times as much work, and they get 4 times better results. So I'm super happy about that, and I'm super happy for them. When people pay more, they pay more attention. Please incorporate that mantra into your business. When people pay more, when they pay you more, they pay more attention to what you're saying. They pay more attention to your coaching. They pay more attention to your consulting. They pay more attention to your speaking and seminars and strategic work sessions. Don't shortchange your clients by coming across cheap with the low respect, low value, low implementation, low results behavior that they would respond with. Barry Rutten came through our program. I want you to look at the scale of the multiplication here. I've been doing one-on-one for $500 a month, and I love Barry. Barry's a rock star. He had been undercharging for so long he couldn't even see it anymore. $500 a month. Not liking the model for many reasons. Put on my big boy pants last week, risked getting an easy $500 a month sale to learn how to make a $7,500 flat fee sale. Thought I did okay on the enrollment chat, probably not great. He audibly gulped when I proposed the fee, scrambled to get off the phone, sent a follow-up email, got an email today. He's ready. Maybe this stuff works. Thanks for holding my feet to the fire, Sir Newman. And then Barry's only gone up and up from here. He actually got 5 of these deals within 6 weeks of graduating from our high fee mastery program. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. He got 5 of these. He got $37,500 of business that he would have sold at $500 a month instead of $7,500 90-day relationship. I'll let you do the math on that. $500 a month, 3 months, it would have been $1,500. $7,500 is 5 times as much. This is a 500% revenue increase. I'm going to let you sit with that. 500%, 5x increase in Barry's revenue from what he was charging, $500 a month, now a $7,500 high fee program, because we went through the process, we did the transformation in his program and his value prop, and that was the outcome. I'll give you just one more real quick. Kate Delaney, even before her program was ready, she says pre-rollout, I got a full fee mastermind client. Sent him what the 8 weeks would look like, prepaid, freaked out that he would miss the window of opportunity. He needs visibility and more confidence in getting media. Kate Delaney's a fantastic media personality and media coach. Felt great. Newman's a genius. You know what? I'm going to say Delaney's a genius. Anyone that can sell a program before it exists, take the check to the bank, run the credit card, and go for it, that person gets genius status by me. Here's a couple of landmines. Landmine number 1. You start offering low-fee online programs, $47, $97. You've seen all this nonsense. All that does is it attracts a huge tribe of strugglers, wannabes, and broke-ass losers. I hate to say that, but it's 1,000% true. I've seen it in my business. I've seen it in dozens and dozens and dozens of our clients' businesses. You're building the wrong tribe who will never grow your business. You can't upsell a broke person. You can't transform a Walmart shopper into a Nordstrom's customer. When you try and do that conversion, by its very definition, it is frustrating, painful, and ineffective. Landmine number 2 is having no process or system to your coaching and training methodology. The problem with that is people don't trust that you can really get them the results. There's way too much convincing, way too much pushing and pulling and persuading, way too many objections, way too much resistance, and it feels yucky. It feels gross. It's like, ew. When they don't trust you, they don't see themselves using what you have to share, that's when they get skittish, and that's when they run. So an example of a methodology or a process, this is out of our Speaker Profit Formula program, right? We've got 7 pillars of our program. Strategy, packaging, focus, prospect. You guys have seen this before. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. But if we didn't have this as our operating principle, people would say, well, I'm not sure if Newman really knows what he's talking about. I'm not sure if this program really works. I'm not sure if, how I fit into this. Maybe I already have some of this dialed in and maybe I don't. But if I show you what we're going to work on in the program, you're much more likely to invest in the program. Landmine number 3, too much push, not enough pull. Spending way too much time talking about you and your stuff, and you focus on inputs rather than outputs. What that means is you end up chasing your prospects instead of them applying for you. Saying, I hope Kip lets me in his program. I hope Jerry lets me into her super duper career acceleration program. I know it's a lot of money. I know it's the best there is. I hope I get accepted. When they work with you, it should be like applying to Harvard, Yale, and Stanford. When the right people apply for our high fee mentoring program, they are freaking out whether or not they're going to be accepted. And we are very selective because we only want success stories. We only want success stories. You should only want success stories. And one of the benchmarks is, hey, do they take everybody, or is there an application process where after the application process, there's a high probability that this will be your next success story? So go back to the too much push, not enough pull, spend too much time talking about your stuff, no process or system, that people fear that, or that you start offering low-fee online programs and you bought into, hey, $47 a month, $97 ebook, sign up for my $47 PDF. Have you done that stuff? Type the word me if any of those 3 previous landmines are familiar to you. Just type the word me. I know that there's a lot of internet marketing hype and a lot of crazy nonsense about, sell a special report for $7 and that's your next $15,000 client. No, it's not. The guy or gal who buys the $7 report, that's your $7 client. You know where your $15,000 clients are? The ones that sign up with you for $15,000. So trying to transform a super low-end client into a super premium client, it's like trying to turn lead into gold. I want you guys focused on gold from square one. I want you focused on gold from square one. So let's see who's gone down this crazy path like I did. So lots of me. Spike, Sean, David, Lynn, Odell, Andrew, Kip, Teresa, Patricia, Louise, John H. and John L., Cricket, and Ed. Ed says, I was about to, but not anymore. Awesome. And Kat says yes, and Mike says yes, and me, and me, and me. I got it. All right. Well, I mentioned this a moment ago, but it's worth repeating. You can't upsell a broke person. However, you can always downsell a solid high-fee prospect. And what I'd like you to focus on is build your high-fee pyramid and focus 177% on the folks that you can help. Here's your high-fee pyramid. At the bottom, the minimum that people should pay you is $1,500 to $3,000 for some kind of online course, totally, do it yourself, self-guided. Next level up is your 8-week or 10-week or 12-week, whatever, but typically they're 8 weeks, unless proven otherwise. 8-week group mentoring program for $5,000 or $10,000. Then you can have 2 levels of program. An inner circle / mastermind, level 1, and you can separate these by whatever makes sense. Executives and leaders, frontline people versus managers, People that make over $200,000 go into one program, folks that make less than $200,000 go into another program. But think about two levels of some ongoing continuity program, one at around 10 to 18,000, and then a bigger one around 20 to 40,000. The 20 to 40,000 is the ultimate elite access program. And I'll tell you what goes into each of these here in a moment so you can have the building blocks in front of you. But I want you to think about the revenue potential of just adding these three things. If you had a mastermind that had 12 people in it, 12 times 15K is 180,000. You have 30 mentoring clients over the course of a year, just 30. 30 men, we usually get that in 2 or 3 months, by the way, at this point. 30 at $6,000 would be 180,000 for the year. And then let's say over the course of a year, you sell 5 courses a month, you sell 60 courses at about a $2,000 price point. This is how the price times quantity maps out. 180 plus 180 is 360, add 120, you're making $480,000 a year additional on top of your coaching, on top of your consulting, on top of your seminars, workshops, training, or speaking. Imagine adding a $500,000 profit center to your business with a simple course, an 8-week mentoring program, and then an elite access mastermind that's going to have your favorite clients in it anyway. The people that you want to hang out with, the people that you'd be friends with if they weren't clients. I mean, that's the ultimate joy and pleasure that we have, is that our clients, we love hanging out with our clients. We love seeing our clients on Zoom calls. We love seeing our clients at the live events that we do. We're high-fiving and hugging, and it is a fantastic experience when you get to choose your clients and they are awesome, amazing, fantastic people. So think about what would that mean for you to add a $500,000 revenue stream on top of what you're already doing with very minimal time, effort, energy, and bandwidth. And I'll show you the calendar on this in a second. Just doing a quick drink here. Here it is. You guys know the book 4-Hour Work Week? Well, this is the real 5-hour work week. Within 3 years, I showed you my calendar from February 2013. This was May of 2016. We have either a live-led course or a webinar. We've got our 2 SPF calls that used to be Tuesday, Thursday, 4 in the afternoon. The alumni know they're now 12 o'clock Eastern time. And then we had a platinum group meeting on Thursdays at 2. I had 5 standing meetings. That was it. And 2 of them were optional. If there was no webinar that week, then I skipped Friday. If we didn't do a live-led course, then I skipped Tuesday at 2. But I always had to be on SPF, and I always had to be in the platinum group. 3. The rest of the time was mine. Oh my God. Talk about freedom. Talk about scale. Talk about running a business instead of the business running me. I'm not going to flip back in the slides, but you remember the 27 meetings? Very different feeling when you wake up, flip open your calendar, and you see this versus seeing the 27 meetings like playing a game of Tetris. Really, really dramatic. John Ramstead came through our program. He says, David, using your talking points, I just got my first $25,000 this week. High fee coaching program. Client gave me $5,000 last meeting and will pay the balance when we start our program next week. Muchas gracias. It's like, I'll say, it's like, dude, where's my champagne? Where's my Maserati? What the hell are you talking about? So he totally elevated and escalated his executive coaching practice. Way higher fees, way better clients, way more engagements, because he priced himself out of the broke-ass loser market and priced himself into the premium executive market where these guys are on the golf course and they're literally bragging to each other, hey, my leadership coach is $20,000. Oh, well, I got better than that. My leadership coach he's $25,000. No, I have you guys all beat. I'm using John Ramstead. He's $30,000. He's $30,000. So you get the idea. The higher your fee, the more they're going to brag to their golf buddies about you. Think about it that way. Huge jackpot right there. So I want you to think about this. It can actually be easier, less stressful, and way more fun to generate $40,000 a month than to try and cobble together $4,000 a month. The magic is you got to plan the math. So you really have to ask yourself, door number one, door number two, door number three, you get to pick, which model is going to be for you? Quick profitability, generate cash, exclusive high-end status-based offering, and you running a high-profit freedom-based business. That's door number three. That's the door I'm inviting you to walk through. From 1 to 10, give me an honest number here. All numbers are good. 1 meaning not excited at all, don't get it, don't want to do it. To 10 is, oh my gosh, I've been totally missing the boat. Put me in, coach. I totally have to get into the high-fee mentoring and high-fee mastermind world. 1 to 10, what's your excitement about adding this to your business? What's your excitement level? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 are all acceptable answers. 17 plus plus plus, also an acceptable answer. 11 with lots of exclamation points, also an acceptable answer. And this might not be for everybody. So I'm cool with that. We got a whole bunch of 10s. We got Lynn's coming in at 5. That's cool. Sean is 9. Kat's 10. Skylar, Lewis, Patricia, all at 10. David's at 9. Jerry's at 9. Eddie's at 10. Kat's at 10 with an exclamation point. Tabitha's at 10. John's at 9. Mike is at 6. That's totally cool. Kip is at 12. I love that. Andrew is in the wow zone. And Mark is 7 on a part-time basis. Louise is 7. Not sure it translates to personal growth. By the way, it totally does. It totally does. But so maybe I'll get a 7.5 out of Louise because it totally translates to really any topic. It's about, is it relevant? Is it valuable to that target market? So, even better news. You can get started on this right now. The live-led group mentoring, we're going to break that down here in a minute. You're going to monetize it, create it, test it, refine it as you go. The best kind of experiment is getting paid to experiment. I'm going to show you some of my paid experiments here in a minute. You can make money while you figure it out. You can make money while you're scaling it up. So these are my experiments. When I started doing this, I mentioned it was 2014. I would launch a program. I would get a whole bunch of people in, and some of these were courses, and some of these were mentoring, and some of these were other programs. But this is from one day, you can see the day, February 27th, 2014, launched a program, $10,500. Beats a sharp stick in the eye, right? Kept on going. November of that year, $13,877. Later on, $16,317. Fast forward a year later, February 2015, I just about doubled it from $10,535 over to $20,226. These numbers, by the way, came in on a single day. Single day, one day. It's not, that's the revenue for the month. That's not the revenue for the month. That's the revenue for the day that I promoted the program. Simple promotion, existing email list, existing audience, existing database, existing clients that I was in front of. I invite them to a teleseminar, a webinar. They get a series of emails. Super simple. We do high touch client invitation into these programs. This is no funnels, no automation, no Facebook ads, no crazy launch nonsense. You're not shooting videos. You're not standing on your head, blogging your brains out. None of that. This is organic outreach to people that already know, love, and trust you, and some of whom have paid you money before. So type yes if you'd like to get paydays like these while you're experimenting. Even before you figured it out, just type in the word yes. I'm still looking at those numbers and again, just pinching myself, feeling all kinds of crazy good about how that worked. But type in the word yes or yes with the $ that you see here. This is you learning. This isn't even you ultimately figuring it out. These were learning days at $10,000, $13,000, $16,000, and $20,000. So we get a lot of people saying yes, 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 yes. Lots of excitement, lots of $. That's fantastic. Yes, of course. Obvious rhetorical question there, my friends. That's how that works. All right, let's talk about building your flagship program. The flagship front-end program, the easiest thing is to work backwards. Work backwards. I'm going to give you the building block formula right now. It needs to be client-centric. It needs to be client-focused and results-focused. So think about exactly what your prospects want, need, and are looking for help with right now. That's going to be your guiding principle in building the flagship program. Building block number 1 is that 8 to 10 week front-end mentoring program. The way you deliver that is either 1 or 2 calls per week. It's going to be maybe a strategy call where you're doing some teaching, and then a training call where you're answering questions. You can parse it out whatever way you want. There's lots of different recipes and formulas for this. You can also have a teaching call and a check-in call, or an accountability call, or a progress call. You can call it lots of different things. It just depends on your content, depends on which one of these is more suitable to your subject matter. It's going to be an 8 to 10 week experience with you in real time in a group for $5,000, $7,000, $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 per person. Building block number 2 is the high fee mastermind or elite access program. You can do these monthly. You can have virtual meetings on Zoom or via webinar. You can have a series of live in-person events. We did 3 in-person events for all our previous programs. We then switched to 2 in-person events, and then for the group coming in now, we're going back to 3. 3 seems to be the magic number. About every 4 months, you want to have some FaceTime, a live in-person event. We call them summits. You can call them retreats. You can call them conferences. You can call them whatever you want, but we call them summits for our platinum folks. It's called the Platinum Summit. The annual investment that I recommend, no lower than $20,000. No lower than $20,000. $20,000 to $40,000 is your sweet spot for your high-end elite access program. This is the ultimate offering on your menu. You do not want to make this too cheap, because then it makes everything else look even cheaper. And you want to have a high-end front-end program and a high-end back-end program. Building block number 3 is recorded modules. I did my program 13 times live led before recording anything. I would have probably done it sooner if I was smarter, but I think 2 or 3 times live led, then you go to the video modules and you record those and you crank those out. Video, audio, text, PDF files, Word documents. Do not overcomplicate this. People do not need quizzes. They do not need flash bang, crazy multimedia plugins. They do not need, anything other than a simple set of videos. They could be videos like this, right? Just voice over PowerPoint. If you want to show up on camera, great. I never show up on camera with my courses. I figure people are here for the content, not to see my smiling face. If they want to see my smiling face, they've got my entire YouTube channel. They've got all my Facebook Lives. There's plenty of time to see my smiling face. I believe in content first education, not personality first education. So my recorded modules are all voice over PowerPoint, filled with templates, tools, scripts, downloads. I've put in everything I possibly can to make it as complete as possible and as concise as possible. This is a perfect example of less is more. If you overwhelm people with 50 million videos and 3,000 PDFs and 127 worksheets, your program is going to be unfinishable. Nobody likes an unfinishable program. No one refers and recommends an unfinishable program. So filling your program is probably 10 times easier than you think. You need one PDF, simple one-page PDF that describes your program. You need to have an online application with the key filtration questions of are they a fit, are they not a fit, and who do you want to work with and who do you not want to work with. A flipped phone script, meaning that you're asking all the questions. They're talking 90% of the time. You're not presenting your program. You're asking qualifying questions if the program would be a good fit for them and if they would be a good fit for the program. That's what I mean by flip the script. And then to have a structure and a process and a system that you walk people through that gives repeatable, reliable results. And most of you have it. Some of you haven't documented it, but most of you have it. And then once you have the discipline, and once you have the motivation, by the way, of $60, $80, $100,000 coming in, you will figure it out. You will put it on paper. You will record the modules. You will do whatever it takes. So sometimes we sell it before we create it, and that is a huge positive motivator for creating it. John Barb came through our program. He says, so far above and beyond my wildest expectations, incredibly valuable in every single class, every single time. Clear, simple, and actionable. And notice clear, simple, and actionable. If we had overwhelmed John with like a million different things, he would not say it's clear, simple, and actionable. You guys need to create a program that is clear, simple, and actionable, following the guidelines I just shared. John says, one money-making idea after another. I couldn't be happier with my investment in David's program. This is what you want all your people to say. That's my favorite phrase other than worth every penny. Worth every penny. When these people are investing some serious dollars, worth every penny is the highest praise we are ever going to get. I couldn't be happier with my investment. Pretty close, close second. But this is the kind of thing that you want. Because it's simple, it's more valuable. Because it's action-oriented, it's going to get more results, right? Because it's short and manageable and crisp and tight, it is easy to navigate, easy to implement. Please don't lose this lesson. It is very easy to overfill and junk up your program with all kinds of unnecessary nonsense that will only slow your clients down. And our job is to shorten the path and accelerate the speed to get them to a result they already want. Now, here's the scalability part that's really cool. In this one slot, Thursdays at 2 o'clock, I could have 5 people on that call. And remember, they're paying $20,000. So over the year, they're paying $100,000. Takes me 1 hour. If I have 10 people on that call, $200,000 same hour. 15 people on that call, $300,000 annually. They still get that same hour. That Thursday, the 12th, I'm going from 2 to 3. I don't care who's on the call. 20 people, 30 people, 50 people. One of the things holding you back is I can't possibly serve X number of people effectively. Once that group gets so big, it's never going to work. There's going to be a mutiny. They're going to fire me. They're going to sue me, whatever. Never. Never going to happen. If you run the program the right way, it is truly a scalable program. The worst thing you'll have to do, which is what I had to do and I wanted to do, is you hire more coaches. You hire more experts. You hire more specialists to co-deliver the program for you. So at any given time, we'll have between 50 and 70 people in Speaker Profit Formula. Everyone gets their questions answered. Everyone gets their copywriting done. Everyone gets all their deliverables. No one's left out. No one's left hanging. And we now have 9 people to make sure of that. So, it's better to have a capacity problem than a sales problem. It's easy to fix a capacity problem. Just go out and hire fantastic, amazing people. That's our recipe anyway. For the SPF program, let's say you get your first 5 people. $6,000 each, in your case maybe. 30 grand takes 2 hours of your time. Same deal, guys. 10 people, 2 hours of your time. 15 people, 2 hours of your time. The credit cards just go ding, ding, ding. The checks come in. You're serving 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That 2 hours does not change. When you have 80 people in your program, the calls are not 8 hours long. People have questions. You answer the questions. You get off the call. You're done. It's amazing. It's incredible. The time, attention, and presence that you put in remains the same. That's what this means. Scalable means the money goes up, the time stays the same. Money goes up, time stays the same. Here are some numbers that I really want you to marinate on. And this is since we started back in 2014. 335 people came through the mentoring program. 29 people came through those 3 different flavors of mastermind. 203 people came through the live led course, and I'm giving you the numbers here. So 2.79 million, 608,285,501. I'm not going to disclose my tax return to you because apparently that's not in vogue right now, but I will tell you that I've paid 6 figures in taxes for the last good many years, and I'm happy to do that. We were blessed and fortunate that we are now making $75,000 donations. 2017, it was 50. 2018, my goal was 75, and we hit it, to give to charities and causes that we believe in. Things like hunger, poverty, homelessness, all kinds of things like that, cancer research, etc. For 2019, my goal is 6 figures. My goal is 6 figures in charitable donations. And I always max out my SEP IRA. This is not about anything other than what I'm showing you works. It works for your clients. It works for your team if you decide to build a team. And it absolutely works for the financial and the freedom-based business and the impact that you want to have. When I think that I donated over my family, donated over $75,000. We were the people that gave $50. We gave like $50 to public TV. We gave $50 to this group. We gave maybe $75 to the, Philadelphia Museum of Art. We were like $100 member of some other thing. Now we're multiplying those donations by a factor of 10. Now it's $1,000 check, $2,000 check, $5,000 checks that are going out. And it's amazing, but it's all been made possible by what I'm teaching you right here. 100%, all of this scale, all of this revenue, all of this leverage, all of this impact is made possible by implementing the business model that I'm sharing with you guys today. So I'm curious, what would your life and business look like? We just talked about scalability, just went through the calendar, just went through the hours in the week, just showed you the personal and professional and financial impact and the community impact that you would be able to make. What would your life and business look like if your main services were 100% scalable? And go ahead and put in some of those feeling words, thinking words, emotion words, maybe even just nouns: freedom, financial freedom, money, dollars, impact, success, feeling proud. Let me go through the rest. Hang on. Scrolling. Freedom with lots of ease, amazing and incredible, must do, wow, another wowzer pants times 10, boom, 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 boom. Okay. Well, let's talk about how we can do that. You may have heard the opposite of this saying, right? Caveat emptor, which is buyer beware. Caveat venditor means seller beware. Seller beware. You can sell your time, but you can never buy it back. So here's the crap that you don't need in our model. Massive list building, spending a fortune on Facebook ads, super fancy sales pages, videos, webinars, email blasts, time-sucking launch nonsense. This is about reaching out to help a small, select group of clients. And here's why this makes sense. There is no need for immediate list building. It's going to help you generate cash fast, get amazing results-focused testimonials and case studies from your early clients that come in. You can then fine-tune and sharpen the value prop as you go, but get paid now for those experiments that I showed you. Build small, and then scale later as a proven expert with authority and with a track record in your space and in your niche. People that blow up in this business model, they try and do everything overnight. We're not going to do anything here overnight. We're going to build it slowly, gradually, piece by piece, and you're going to have amazing, incredible results even as the first pieces start to be built way before the whole thing is finished and set up under glass. So I'm not sure why you showed up today. It could be you're tired of hearing, oh, you should do a group program. I can't afford you one-on-one, but man, I would love to do group coaching with you. I would love to, do you have an online course? I'd love to do your course. You should have a course. But just not knowing where to start. You want to impact more people, raise your fees, stop being a best kept secret. Or like me, deep down, you know that offering high fee programs will get you better clients, bigger profits, and more consistent revenue. So if there's one thing to take away from today, I think it's fair to say I've cracked the code on how to create, market, and fill high fee programs with great people. It totally changed my world, my income, my impact. It changed my life. Going from 100K years to 100K months. 100K months. And again, it wasn't overnight, but with the ongoing repetition, application, improvement, and tweaking and experimenting that I'm sharing with you, you can absolutely get there. It is very much a replicable system and process that you can make happen in the next 60 days. So your decision is, this was great information. Information alone generally doesn't cut it. You need a system. You need some accountability, someone to guide you and show you the path with some mentoring, and you have a choice. You can do it slowly using trial and error and some of what I shared today, and God knows I did plenty of trial and error on my own before figuring all of this out for you, or you can do it quickly and apply for my High Fee Mastery 8-week mentorship program. So I'll tell you a little bit about this, then we'll switch into our Q&A to answer every single one of your questions. High Fee Mastery is going to help you design, package, and test your idea. The testing part's really important. We're going to help you build super simple weekly modules, and I'll share mine with you as an example. Create your flagship high fee mentor program that you're going to sell for between $5,000 and $10,000 per person. Create your high fee platinum or elite access program that you can sell for $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, maybe even up to $40,000. You're going to get every template, every document, every piece of marketing material that I've used to promote my front-end program and my elite access program. You'll see the PDFs, you'll see the web pages, you'll see the exact application questions to ask and the correct sequence to ask them in. You're getting everything end to end. We're going to help you make your first high fee sales. We're going to review the online applications that come in. We're going to help you craft your customized flipped qualifying phone script. You're going to get live ammo feedback on your actual calls. A couple brave people are going to record their enrollment calls, and we're going to give you live ammo kind of stop action feedback on those. And you're going to get detailed enrollment conversation coaching. Detailed enrollment conversation coaching about taking someone from a prospect to a high fee mentoring client. So you're getting the high fee mentoring workshop, which is how to build your front end program, the high fee mastermind workshop about how to build your elite access group, and the high fee selling workshop with all the sales mindset, tool set, scripting, and live ammo feedback on your sales calls. So the question is, well, how will you be successful this time? The spectrum of success goes from information, inspiration, recommendation. You've already tried that. You've already bought those programs. You've already wasted enough time there. We're talking about implementation and outcomes, and that's the kind of program that you're going to build, and that's the kind of program that we have created for you to help you build it. We have a relentless focus on results. We're going to have a High Fee Mastery Facebook group, weekly live web conference on Zoom, personal never stuck email access to me personally. So this is me doing this program. Love my team, awesome team. When it comes to this content, you're dealing directly with me, the evil genius mastermind behind all of it. If you do the work, you will have multiple high fee programs packaged, positioned, and in place and ready to sell in the next 60 days. So high fee mentoring workshop, high fee mastermind once again, high fee selling workshop, and the 8 weeks of live hand-holding, accountability, weekly calls, action planning, and personalized email support directly with and from me. That's at least $5,000 of value there. Put all of that together, it's $10,991. We are going to say that, let's say you close one or two deals, $5,000, $10,000 front-end program. If you can close your first or second one, this pays for itself. This absolutely pays for itself. The good news is that's not your investment. For a limited time, we're going to drop this down to $36.97. You're going to pay $36.97 now. There's a payment plan available, and there's also an alumni discount. So if you've done other programs with me, other programs, SPF, Keynotes That Convert, Book Marketing Workshop, any of the previous programs, there's a special alumni rate. There's a special savings for you guys right now. If you want to apply for this, the link to apply, and I'll walk you through the application process real quick right before our Q&A. Go to highfeemastery.com. That's the URL, highfeemastery.com. That's going to take you to an application form. That's going to take you to my personal calendar, where we're going to have a decision call. $36.97 is the investment, less for alumni, and payment plans are available for both. You should feel equally proud of what you sell as to who you sell it to. So the only catch here is that we don't take everyone. You do need to apply, and I'm modeling the steps for you even in this process, even in this program. I'm modeling the steps for you. It would be a huge lack of integrity if I said, click here, we'll take anyone, come on in, give me your money, ka-ching, 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 ka-ching. Because not everyone's going to do the work, and not everyone's going to be successful, and not everyone has the business model where adding a high-fee mentorship program or an elite access program makes any sense. So we will turn some people away, and that's 100% fine. I want all success stories in high-fee mastery. So the application link, once again, is highfeemastery.com. Charles Scott came through our program back when we offered this in 2017, which was the last time that we did offer it. He says, thanks for checking, David. I made $54,000 in the past month from the executive mentoring program I created. Remarkable what can happen when you set an ambitious goal. So here's what he says. I'd like to thank you for providing the tools, framework, and motivation for me to create an executive mentoring program that exceeded my most ambitious financial goals. And he did it with all his existing network, all his existing audience, no ads, no spam, no email, no pay-per-click, no videos, no launches, no nothing. Just very simple organic outreach. Apply right now. It starts with an application and a conversation with me personally. I've totally opened up my calendar, by the way, for this. So for today, for tomorrow, for the next day. Schedule your time now, ASAP. When the questionnaire pops up, when you go to highfeemastery.com, be as complete and detailed as possible. This program also has two guarantees. Guarantee number one, try it for 30 days. If you don't love it, if you don't love everything about it, if you don't like the way I'm wearing my hair one day, any reason, we will give you a 100% refund. There is absolutely zero financial risk on your part. I want you in the program. Try it, work it, be there, show up, do the work. If you don't see the value and you're not getting traction, no harm, no foul. It wasn't for you. You're not the right person. We part friends. Second guarantee, you will earn at least $10,000, or we will work with you in your high-fee mentorship program or your high-fee elite access program until you do. So there is a program guarantee. That was guarantee number one. And there is a result guarantee, which is guarantee number two. So this is kind of a no-brainer. I wanted to make this a no-brainer for you guys so that we can get more people to expand their impact, expand their income, and do more great work for the audiences that you're meant to serve. And you apply for all this wonderfulness at highfeemastery.com. Couple of bonuses, just because I like fast action takers. I like people who are decisive and committed and ready to go. Bonus number one, how do I begin? How do I begin? Oh my gosh, I'm overwhelmed, I'm lost, I'm scared, I don't know what to do. One-on-one kickoff call with me. I charge people $1,000 an hour. You're getting an hour of my time absolutely free. This is for the first 5 applications that come in. First 5 applicants only who apply are accepted and then join High Fee Mastery. So now you're getting the high fee mentoring workshop to help you dial in your front end program, the high fee mastermind program to dial in your high fee elite access, the sales workshop, the accountability program for 8 weeks personally with me, and the kickoff call for personalized guidance, strategy, and tailored help. Put all of that together, it's $11,991. You guys are not paying $11,991. We talked about that. It is still $36.97. Still $36.97. Second bonus. What if I don't have a program? What if I don't have a clue? Well, what if there is no flagship program in my world? Flagship program development masterclass that I ordinarily do for $500. For those of you who applied during our Q&A while we're live right here, right now, you go to highfeemastery.com, complete the application, pop into the calendar, book a time with me for our decision call. I'm going to throw that in for those folks who apply during the webinar who end up getting invited and joining High Fee Mastery. So now you're getting the High Fee Mentoring Workshop, the High Fee Mastermind Workshop, the High Fee Selling Workshop, the Accountability Program, 8 weeks with me personally, Kickoff Call, and Flagship Program Development. End of the day, $12,488. If we were to parse this out piecemeal, we're not doing that. We're doing $36.97. Our alumni pay less. There's payment plans available to help you split that out if you want to. Bob Leffler came through our program. I was doing a business model for my coaching business that was working pretty great. And then I signed up. Today was a typical day. I just got off the phone with a guy who gave me $2,000 of his money because I did exactly what you told me to do. So almost every day that happens to me now. So if anyone's thinking of not doing this, you'd be insane. You've got to not only do it, but you've got to implement everything David teaches, and you will be successful. And that's Bob Leffler, the Fearless Agent. So pop over to highfeemastery.com. We're going to open up our Q&A here in a moment. The way this works, when you go to highfeemastery.com, you will get a questionnaire that looks like this. You're going to say, click here to start. You're going to go through the questions. Then you're going to get onto my calendar. And this is, again, just with me. No one else on our team is involved in this. You're going to pick a day. You're going to pick a time. Then you're going to fill in your name, your email, your phone number. Because we're doing this for the High Fee Mastery, and this is not a special link, in the notes section, please say High Fee Mastery so I know what we're talking about. Put that in there so it's not mixed up with my other appointments or the other things on the calendar. So just make sure to put High Fee Mastery into the notes section and then click on Done, and then we're having a beautiful conversation. The real question for you guys is, what's going to happen tomorrow? Are you going to go down the high stress, low fee, dollars for hours path? Or are you going to make a sharp right turn and come in with me to the high leverage, high scale, high fee, and high fun world of front end mentorship programs, back end elite access programs that can add 6 figures or multiple 6 figures of profit center to what you're already doing? I would encourage you, apply now in the next 48 hours. Single payment of $36.97. Alumni pay less. Payment plans are available for both. Get a kickoff call with me if you're in the first 5. Do the questionnaire. Be as complete and detailed as possible. If you're not sure, if some of this made sense, but some of it, I don't know, maybe, apply anyway, and we'll figure it out together on the phone. Go to highfeemastery.com, pop that open while we're doing our Q&A. Imagine if you only landed one $10,000 client as a result of this. Imagine if you never had to do project work or low fee dollars for hours one-on-one work ever again. Imagine how your life would be different. And that's what we're really talking about. We're talking about not an incremental change, but we're talking about a revolution in your business. That when I added this to my business, as you saw, it was a revolutionary shift. I wasn't doing 5, 10, 15% better. I was doing 3 times better, 5 times better, depending how far you go back, 10 times better than I was doing just speaking, training, and a lot of one-on-one coaching. So if you're still wondering what's going on here besides our Q&A, there's probably nothing but excuses that are really left of why you wouldn't want to do this. There's the program guarantee. There's the results guarantee. So program doesn't work. No problem. You're safe. We got you covered on that. I can't afford it. No problem. We got that covered. You can't afford not to do it. And then the third one, it won't work for me. I won't get the results. Well, we got you covered with the results guarantee. So at this point, 100% of the risk is on me. Here's what we're doing, folks. We're testing my acuity with client selection. The only person that can possibly lose here is me. It's not you. Because you've got the 30-day, 100% ironclad money-back guarantee on the program. You've got the results guarantee that when you graduate from the program, you already have or will soon be generating at least $10,000 on your $36.97 investment, probably a whole lot more. But we're going to make sure that that happens. We're going to make sure that that happens. This is why the client selection criteria, it's up to me. So I'm gambling on myself right now. I'm not gambling on you. And you're not gambling on you either. Apply at highfeemastery.com. One more time, just to go down the list. High Fee Mentoring Workshop, we're going to nail that down for you. High Fee Mastermind to build your elite access group. High Fee Selling Workshop to get you to be a conversion machine on the phone. Accountability Program, 8 weeks of personalized support and mentorship with me. Bonus kickoff call. Bonus flagship program development. $12,488. You guys are getting all of that wonderfulness for $36.97. Apply at highfeemastery.com. I'm about 3 minutes behind schedule. I apologize. I'm happy to hang out here for at least 15 more minutes to answer every single one of your questions. Any questions about how we run the business, any questions about how the high fee mentorship model could work for you, any questions about maybe mistakes or lessons that we've learned doing this over the last 5 years since 2014. While you're thinking of your question, and please do type your question in the question box, I want to just emphasize how we run this company, because I think it's very different than the way most other coaches and gurus run their company. I never teach anything until I've screwed it up 17 different ways, mastered it, monetized it, had success with it, and then I teach dozens and dozens and hundreds of people who come after me what to do, what not to do, how it works, how it doesn't work, what manhole covers to avoid, what dead ends to not go down, where not to waste your time, not to waste your energy, not to waste your resources. You know, a lot of people say, well, let me teach a class on blogging, and they've never had any success as a blogger. Let me teach you about speaking, and they've never had any success themselves as a speaker, or made any significant money, or gotten any sort of designation, or whatever. Let me teach you about consulting, and they've never spent a day as a successful consultant. So our company is on the opposite end of that spectrum. Just for the folks that might be new in town and don't have a lot of experience with us, we screw it up, we master it, we monetize it, then we turn around and teach it to you with the proven, repeatable, reliable practices and principles that we know for a stone cold fact work in the marketplace and work in the marketplace today. All right, let's look at some questions that came in. Questions. Thank you for all those nice words, by the way. Amazing and incredible. Yes. Wow. Thank you. You're welcome. Double wow. Let me see. There were some good questions that flew by here. So Lynn is asking, for the Elite Mastermind, is that an annual fee? Let me share my 2 cents on that, because I made that mistake too. It is an annual fee, but it's not an annual commitment. Here's where we have screwed this up, and I see a lot of other coaches and gurus screw this up. you don't want people thinking it's a 1-year time frame. So think of this like a country club. When you join a country club, you're not, or a golf club or a tennis club or anything. They don't say, oh, hey, by the way, join the golf club for a year. They don't say that. They say you're joining the golf club. You're joining the golf club, period. They're expecting you to renew and renew and renew and renew. When you say, hey, join the country club, it's not a 12-month commitment. It's a commitment until that country club no longer serves you, or until you move, or until some other event happens. When you sell it as a 1-year thing, you constantly have to refill it. And when you constantly have to refill it, there's churn, there's a lot of extra energy, there's some unnecessary effort that you have to put in. They do pay annually, but the expectation is, like you pay your golf club or tennis club dues annually, the expectation is you'll be in for as long as that group serves you. And as long as you're getting value and as long as you're getting outcomes from your participation, you would not want to quit. And you have to design that back-end elite access program to be so good and so valuable and so critical to their success that not only do they not want to leave, they would be afraid to leave. They would be afraid to turn off access to you. You become like a utility. You become like the electric bill or the cable bill or the water bill, that they can cut a lot of other things in their business, but they should be afraid to cut you because your program is so valuable and so integral to their business success. And that's the best way, Lynn, that I can tell you to frame up the mastermind, the elite mastermind. All right. Nora's saying, where's the link to buy? Well, there's no link to buy. There's a link to apply, which is highfeemastery.com. But I'm glad you're excited. Spike looks like he's excited. Wowzer Pants times 10. There may have been some questions that flew by here. Tammy, how will this work for someone who does not have an existing email list to draw on for personal outreach? Well, remember, personal outreach is not about an email list. Personal outreach is one-on-one. It's not like blast out an email. So it's one-on-one. It's what I call organic outreach. And it's organic outreach to a small select group who you feel could really be of a huge benefit to your program and who would get a huge benefit from your program. So let me be clear, this is no email blasts, no spam, no ads of any kind, no pay-per-click marketing, no batch and blast 10,000 postcards out to random strangers. This is connecting with your existing tribe, your existing list, and then a hand-selected group of new people that you might reach out to for a very intentional, focused conversation about how you can help them. So people literally do this. They do this on LinkedIn. They do this with Facebook Messenger. I've closed a $10,000 client with Facebook Messenger. It's like, hey, Jim, how's your speaking business? Oh, well, it's not so great. Well, have you ever thought about this, that, or the other thing? No, I haven't. Well, what was your revenue last month? Oh, it was only $3,000. Oh man, $3,000. What else? I'm just doing the sales call basically in Facebook Messenger. And they say, yeah, David, I think I need this. I think I want this. Where do I sign up? Just like Nora said, where's the buy button on this webinar? Now, sadly, there is no buy button on this webinar. But if I spend 25 minutes with somebody on Facebook Messenger asking and they're answering all these open-ended questions, and they're like, ooch, ouch, pain, problem, heartache, headache, help me, help me, help me. And I say, hey, I have a fantastic program. It's called the XYZ program. And it's pretty much exactly what you said that you want, with solving problem X, fixing issue Y, and getting you outcome Z. Would you like to hear a little bit more about it? Yes, I would. Fantastic. It's an 8-week program. We get together twice a week on and it's just a conversation. Online, offline, phone, email, LinkedIn, Facebook, doesn't matter. No email blasts, no mass marketing of any kind. Organic, hand-selected outreach. to individuals that you invite to a conversation or folks that already know you, love you, and have given you money. So please don't confuse this. This is what we're doing now in 2019. What I'm teaching you is what we did very successfully starting in 2014. Our first high-fee mentorship program, by the way, had a grand total of 1 participant. 1. It always starts with 1. And then we kept on marketing it. We kept on having enrollment conversation. The next week there were 3. The next week after that there were 5. The next week after that there were 8. And we just kept it going. Going back to 2009, when I did these live-led group programs, I hardly had any email list. I hardly had any reach of any kind. It was people would come up to me after a speech, hey, David, can you do this? Can you help us with that? And it became one of my primary offers. I said, well, we could do this, or I have this amazing group program that you may want to look at because it's a lot less expensive than bringing me in one-on-one. So great question. Really, really good. What else? Other questions? Patricia says, would you recommend bringing in other professionals that can add value to speak at your mastermind group meetings? So Patricia, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. I think you want to keep the focus on your core program, but what we've done is we've absolutely had guest speakers. We've had guests on video for our video calls on Zoom. We do definitely have people drop in that can add value to our audience. It's good for them because they then get exposure to our group, and it's of course good for our group because they get exposure to these outside experts. I wrote a blog a couple years ago about why your business needs to flop. And FLOP is an acronym for feature and leverage other people. So if you want to feature and leverage other people in your Elite Access program, Patricia, you can absolutely do that. And I think that's a great idea. It's really, really good. All right. What else? What else can I answer for you guys? What questions did I miss? And I apologize. A whole bunch of questions kind of flew through here as I was answering some of the early questions. If you typed your question early on, please retype it, pop it in the chat, and I'm happy to hang out here for another 6 minutes and 13 seconds to answer whatever questions you guys have. Again, the applications are open here, highfeemastery.com. I think Morgan put that in the chat. I'm going to put it back in the chat here just so you can have a little clickable link, pop through there. Answer the questions, pick a time on the calendar today, tomorrow, sometime in the next 48 hours. I think we have some spots on Friday too. And let's see if more questions came in here. Jeff is asking, what CRM do I use? What a fantastic question. So I'll tell you, when I started doing this, because let me go back to Tammy's answer, this is low volume, high touch organic outreach. What I did, Jeff, is I put Post-it notes on my wall. And I said, okay, I'm talking to Jeff, I'm talking to Patricia, I'm talking to Tim, I'm talking to Susan, I'm talking to Don. And I literally had 2 columns of Post-it notes. Post-it notes of people I wanted to reach out to. Then I would move them to another column of my Post-it board if we actually booked a phone call to discuss. And then I would book when they bought, I would have a third column, which was sales. And this is affectionately called a wall CRM. Wall being W-A-L-L, like the CRM that's on your wall. And every morning I come in, I would look at my 3 columns of Post-it notes. I should reach out to Steve. I should reach out to Barbara. I should reach out to Mike, right? Here's the calls I have booked. And then my happiest column, of course, here's the people who already bought. Because here's why this is important. And this is important for you guys as well. If I know that Jeff is in the program, and I talk to Jeff, and Tim is in the program, and I talk to Tim, and Brenda's in the program, and Brenda's a rock star, and she's awesome. When I talk to Jane, and I'm on the phone with Jane, and I'm looking over at my wall, and I see, man, Jeff really deserves to be in the group with this person. Tim really deserves to be in the group with this person. Patricia really deserves to be in the group with Jane, who I'm on the phone with right now. It is a hugely motivating factor for you to keep the bar high and keep your filtration process strong. Man, you get the first couple of these $8,000, $10,000, $12,000 sales, you're going to be high on life, and you're going to enroll the next 5 people, 3 of whom might be the wrong people. And they'll be those nightmare clients from hell. The ones that don't listen, don't show up, don't implement, don't do the work, complain, bitch, moan, gripe, give you a bad name. Hey, I signed up with this guy, Jeff Rogers, and that program sucked, and he didn't deliver any value. It's like, dude, you were never on any of the calls. How could you possibly know if Jeff Rogers is going to deliver any value or not? You're a total absentee client. So don't get high on life. Keep control of your sales process. Use the CRM wisely. So I answered your question about the early days of putting the wall CRM together. Now the system we use is called Pipedrive, pipedrive.com. And that's a really cool CRM because it's easy. It's easy, it's visual, and it works like my Post-it notes that you can drag things. The left side of your Pipedrive window is the beginning part of your sales process, right? So exploratory call, decision call, they bought, there's a committee meeting if it's for speaking or consulting or whatever. You can put 5, 7, 10 steps into your sales process. With the high fee mentoring program, it is generally 1 or 2 calls. We like to do it in 1 if we can because it's simple and it tests our clients for their action-taking ability, their decisiveness, their commitment. If they jump in with both feet to invest, we know they're going to jump in with both feet to implement the program. And those folks get the best results. But if you had a longer sales process or a different sales process, Pipedrive is the CRM that we recommend for that. Great question. Now, I have a blog post that shows my wall CRM from about 2014. If I find that, I'll just post it on my wall or I'll throw it into an email for you guys. Other questions? What else can I answer for you guys in the remaining 2 minutes here? And again, I see people are booking calls here at highfeemastery.com. That's totally fantastic. I think my first call is actually at the top of the hour, so I'm going to have to wrap it up here in about 2 minutes anyway. What other questions can I answer for you before it's time to go? Anything about today's teaching? Anything about the high fee front-end program? Anything about the high fee back-end program that I can answer for you guys? Or how it might apply to your topic. Sometimes people have topic-specific questions. Hey, I do presentation skills. Hey, I'm in the healthcare niche. Hey, I talk to insurance agents or whatever it might be. I'm happy to brainstorm with you about that as well. And Chandler says, thank you for your time. Great training. You are welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. Great to see everybody. Let me scroll back. I'm pretty sure I missed a couple of questions. Oh, someone asked about start date. Start date. So we are starting. What's today? We're starting. It's a week from tomorrow. So that is Thursday, the 23rd. Thursday, May 23rd is when the live High Fee Mastery program begins. And we're taking application calls for the rest of today, tomorrow, and Friday. If it fills up before that, great. If not, we might open up Monday and Tuesday, depending on what the calendar says. We may be already into Monday and Tuesday, I'm not sure. But we absolutely start on Thursday, May 23rd. And that's the day that we begin our high fee adventure together. That's the day that we begin. All right, let me scroll back up. Other stuff came in. Steve is asking, how important is it to focus on a single business vertical versus single business problem that might span business verticals? Well, so that's a great question. I think the substance of your mentoring program might not be the same, but as far as the focus of your marketing, if you don't want to make yourself crazy, Steve, it would be much easier to target a specific industry or niche or maybe tightly related adjacent industries, just so you're not spinning your wheels. One day you're reaching out to lunch ladies, the next day you're reaching out to accountants, the next day you're reaching out to engineers. The problem with that is the accountants and the lunch ladies and the engineers, they don't talk to each other. They don't hang out in the same spots online. They don't read the same publications. It's very difficult to establish your reputation and your visibility and your credibility in front of multiple vertical markets at once. So my recommendation is you don't need to put the vertical market into your mentoring program, but you should have a target focus for your actual outreach, the organic outreach, the emails, the phone calls, the referrals, the introductions, the kind of warm network that you might invite to your high fee program. I think it's always easier to work in a niche as opposed to something else. And Jeff is saying, I'm torn between this program and the speaking program. So I have bad news, sadly. I can't really help you because about half the people that came through here were SPF graduates, and the other way around as well. Half the people that did this program in 2017 ended up coming into SPF later on. So the short answer might be to do both. But I think as from a foundational standpoint, if you don't have a foundational business going, I would recommend Speaker Profit Formula. Because remember, this is about adding the high fee mastermind and the high fee mentorship program to the business that you already have. If you want to make this your main business, you still need some of the foundational things in Speaker Profit Formula. So Jeff, I would recommend dive headfirst into Speaker Profit Formula. Don't worry about this. Don't let this distract you. Don't try and climb two mountains at once. And we'll be of good service to you in there. And, you can pick this content up at some later time once you're making $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month from what you learn in Speaker Profit Formula. So I wouldn't want to derail you or distract you. This is really kind of a adding onto your platform, where a Speaker Profit Formula is building your platform, if that makes sense. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm looking forward to, we've got a lot of calls here scheduled, so I'm going to get a throat lozenge here and probably jump on my first set of calls here 9 minutes from now. That link is still going to be open, so feel free to jump in even after we hang up here. highfeemastery.com is the application and the link to hop on my calendar. I will see you there. I'm looking forward to working with you inside the program as well. Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you.